Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to RWBY Vol7 Chapter 9. And I'm going to start right off the bat by noting that I'm an idiot. Because there was something in the last episode, which was before the holiday break, the week off and everything, that I completely misunderstood. And there was a big detail I really just completely missed. So at the very end of last episode, we see Watts standing on the building, right? He's holding the umbrella and he drops it, and we see this kid like, "Oh, Mom, it's snowing," and he goes outside. And I'm thinking it was implying that he was about to kill that kid. I completely missed the fact that he turned off the heating grid. It just completely skipped over my mind. The heating grid was even mentioned throughout this volume as being important and all. And it was pointed out when I watched someone's reaction to the episode, of course, noting how it's not a good thing that he did that, because it would cause a lot of cold issues. It would cause things to freeze over, and yeah, we know how cold it is in that area, so it's not a good thing. But yeah, I completely misconstrued that, completely. And I know last time you guys didn't even get to see my reaction at all because I fucked up and accidentally deleted it off my computer because of the holidays getting my brains all scrambled. But in my little review, I believe is where I mentioned that as well, and it's just like I feel completely dumb about it all. But either way, we also had a dinner party last time at the Ch9 mansion. Jacques and the council people were holding this kind of dinner to kind of discuss the placement of Ironwood at the top, basically his position on the council and all of that jazz. Because we know Jacques doesn't like him because Jacques' business is suffering. It's not. But he thinks it is by having the embargo and everything. But yeah, and he's trying to get him off the council. That's probably why Jacques ran for council in the first place. So he could get this embargo lifted. But yeah, we see the dinner party, we see them debating about it. Ironwood has Penny on his side, Clover is there, Winter's there, and we even see that Robin is there, but she's not on either side. She's literally sitting in between, which, again, I mentioned last time. I really like that imagery. But yeah, we also saw Winter kind of blow up for a moment and have to leave, at which point Penny talks to her outside in the hall, and we see, Penny kind of not understanding. It's like Winter's basically what Winter was saying is, I have to keep my emotions in check. I can't let my emotions take control here. And Penny's like, I don't understand. That's what you should be doing, basically. And I agree with Penny, obviously, because emotions are important. And a lot of people have that ideology even in real life, that we should try to keep our emotions in check, especially in a professional setting. But I'm sorry, emotions are what we are made to show. Emotions are how we make our decisions, how we come to determine what's right and what's wrong. Emotion is important. It's necessary. It's not a bad thing to let your emotions control you, as people say. Now, it's not exactly the best thing to be completely controlled by them. It's not the best thing to throw logic out the window or anything, but still, emotions are necessary and important, especially in situations like this, where that's what people who are being affected by all of this are going to be thinking with. The people out there in Mantle and whatnot aren't thinking with logic. They're thinking with their emotions. The emotions of fear of seeing all these people killed at the Robin rally. The emotion of anger and confusion at everything that's happening in Mantle. And even Atlas to a point. Emotions are what you need to appeal to in a way in this kind of situation. And it's what Jacques has been doing. He has been appealing to their emotions, and that's why he got so many on his side. That's why he's been able to turn the tides against Ironwood so well, honestly. Because he understands that. The fact that Winter and possibly Jacques as well don't, it's hurting them. It's hurting their chances at taking things back. I mean, even Clover seems to understand the importance of emotions. And like when he was talking to Crow in the truck and everything, and Crow was like avoiding like accepting a compliment, and it's like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't dodge compliments and stuff. And it's like he's telling him that you be happy. Allow yourself to be happy by what others tell you. Don't just look at yourself as the weak link just because of your own issues. Allow others' praise of you make you happy. That's what I got from that back then, and I definitely see it more now. Now, I don't know where this episode goes at all. I haven't been spoiled. All I know is it's probably going to continue things. Maybe we'll see more of Weiss's mother, who we did see last time, and really got to, I guess, not really know, but learn more about. We can see that she's definitely not okay with Jacques either. How she believes Whitney is Whitney. Yes. No, Whitley. How she believes that he's as much of a victim, especially with both Winter and Weiss having left him, as she put it. And so it's kind of bringing up the idea that maybe Whitley is just a victim of his father's influence and that they need to save him as well. There's a lot that last episode set up. Now, I am worried about what they're going to do with Ironwood here, if they maybe will relieve him of his duties, and in which case would be very bad. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm hoping they somehow are able to turn this against Jacques. If they do, though, how will that affect Watts and Tyrion? Because they're working with Jacques. Or maybe they've already gotten what they needed? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm very excited, though. This volume's been phenomenal so far. I can't wait to see where they take it in the future. So let's just get this started and find out. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, sweet catharsis. Jacques is arrested. Oh, I honestly didn't expect it to happen this soon. Like, I didn't expect the secret to come out this soon, for him to be exposed, for him to be arrested and everything, and presumably he's going to be stripped of his council seat at the very least. And he is supposedly going to stand trial as well. So everything that happens, Weiss ends up coming in and revealing things with the camera footage. And yeah, Jacques, he apparently, according to him at least, did not know Watts was going to do all of this, which, as I said, may be true, but that doesn't excuse his actions. That does not in any shape, way, or form excuse his actions. and so he gets arrested, rightfully so. We see Whitley is definitely uh, feeling a little distraught about it. Um, and I definitely think there's more there. It looked like, well, his mom was watching him, so I definitely think there might be a moment between the two at some point. Maybe next episode. But meanwhile, because of all the panic and everything of the heating grid being shut down, people are rioting, and this is causing a massive amount of Grim to come. Not only Grim we've never seen, such as this flying raptor thing, which, yeah, I looked at the concept art and the credits, and it looks like it looks like a raptor with wings. I mean, I kind of said like a pterodactyl or something in the reaction, but it looks like a raptor with wings, and it's like, that's creepy and weird and scary. um, but yeah, there's also the ancient elephant Grim. I don't know their names offhand. But we saw them in Volume 2. Oobleck told RWBY about them. He's like, they're so old, so ancient, they've undoubtedly been around hundreds of years or something like that. And in that time, they've learned. And that's why they just kind of walk around and watch and wait. They don't actively attack unless they truly believe they have the upper hand. So, the fact that they are part of this attack, the fact that they are attacking along with all the other Grimm, is very fucking bad. It means that the Grimm are sure that they've got the upper hand here, which may be true, may not be, I don't know, but the point is they believe that, and that's bad. We see everyone start to head out, and they do what they can, but the ship ends up going down. They're able to escape, all fine and good. But the fight's only just beginning. In the meantime, Oscar and RWBY agree to tell Ironwood about Salem and everything they learned from Jin. And he doesn't take it exceptionally well, but he agrees to continue focusing on what's important in the now and getting everyone to safety and protecting Mantle. So yeah, that's good at least. That's good. But we can definitely tell Ironwood he's having trouble. He's not okay. He's tired. He's scared. He's losing hope. And that's not something we need right now. But honestly, it works for his character, works for everything we've seen. It just really sucks. Yeah, it's not a good thing at all. But yeah, the way they stood up against Shock, the way Winter and Weiss did, and everything, it's like, oh, that's so cathartic. I mean, yes, we've seen them stand up against him before in the past episodes of this volume, especially, but still, like, when Weiss is like, Shock, Schnee, you're under arrest. Can I do that? It's like, I really like that moment. Not just because of the comedic part with her asking if she could actually do that, but the fact that she is that confident and strong about the path she's chosen. Because I've mentioned before, Weiss is my favorite character, obviously. I make no secret of that. And I mentioned how I love her character arc, how her arc has progressed throughout the seasons, how she goes from a stuck-up, pompous, snotty brat in Volume 1 to where she is now, having completely rejected the Schnee name, her father's influence. She does not see him as her father that much anymore. The fact that she handled that the way she did shows that it doesn't matter to her. That blood relation is not a factor here. That she's going to do what's right, and it doesn't matter, honestly, who it's against. No, and in a good way, I mean, of course. That she's willing to even that she's not only just willing to acknowledge her father's wrongdoing, she's been willing to do that for a while now. But she's willing to not only acknowledge it, but to fight back against it. She's gained a lot of confidence that she didn't used to have when it comes to her father. And seeing that really come to a head in this episode was great. Seeing Winter get angry and show that as well, great. Hell, just seeing everyone turn against him was just beautiful. It sounds a little sadistic or something, but it's so wonderful to see that, because you just hate him so much. He's so scummy, and it's just really good to see. But yeah, the question is, what will happen now with Willow and Whitley? Like, I hope they find their own freedom. I guess we'll see. But then there's Neo and Cinder. I have to talk about that. So when they're heading out and everything, we see that one maid just kind of give this look. I'm like, ooh, wait, what? I'm like, my first thought was Neo. My first thought was instantly Neo, because we've seen her use disguises before. Obviously, it's literally her semblance to do that kind of thing. Physical illusions, which include using illusions to disguise herself. And we've seen her take on a dark-haired form multiple times. A dark-haired girl. We saw her in the ambulance in Volume 3. We saw her, well, also in Volume 3 when she was fighting as part of Cinder's team in the Vital Festival. She had the dark pigtails. So it's like, it's something we've seen before. So it's like, I see her making that face. My first thought's Neo, but then I'm thinking like, wait, no. No, not yet. Not this early. And so my next thought goes to, okay, maybe Watts has an informant inside the Ch9 Manor, which is very possible, let's be honest. But then it ends up being Neo, and it's like, okay, my first guess was right. I really didn't expect it this soon. I think I had mentioned last time, I think it was in the review I made for the last episode, since, again, I accidentally deleted my reaction. I think I mentioned that I was thinking that maybe this volume would be centered pretty much solely on Tyrion and Watts, and that at the end is when Neo and Cinder would actually come into play, but clearly we're wrong. Now, I don't know how big of a role they're going to have from this point forward, but they are there. They are there. And they're watching. They're gathering intel. They're trying to figure something out. Apparently, Neo has gathered some information that they need or whatnot. Yeah, things are very bad. Very bad at the moment. But at the same time, it makes for a very entertaining show. It's being handled very well. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Another wrench thrown in the cogs there. See how that works out. Well, we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, tell me what you thought of this episode of RWBY. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.